Well, it has finally arrived. Thank you, Serie A, to giving us a game on a Monday, because, some people have other things to do. Like Gio right now, he's battling shark-infested waters near his house, tropical storms, and then California's like, no, we're going to give you a nice earthquake at the moment, but Gio is good. Maybe his camera's not working because of the McDonald's Wi-Fi. I hope the McDonald's Wi-Fi is still working there in California, but Fabio, and on. So we got some corners of the world here. See who else is going to join us. It has finally arrived. It's week 1 of Serie A. It's the new season. A lot of excitement, a lot of jitters. Let's go one by one. Fabio, how you feeling, man? Before game 1.
I'm feeling great, baby. I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. The new season is back. As far as I'm concerned, the slate has been wiped clean. All right, we saw what everybody else did. Now it's time for Milan to show what we're going to be this year. Are we going to be contenders, or are we going to be pretending with all these new people that we can somehow get ourselves back up into the top 4? I don't know, but I believe, baby. I'm starting off week 1 with a fucking dub, hopefully. That's all I care. Get the 3 points, doesn't matter how.
Okay, I like it. Andon, how about you, man? It's a little late at night, but getting ready to watch our beloved Milan. And, let me just pop it up here. I know it's one game, like people will get excited about CDK scoring yesterday. Oh my God, what a mistake. Or, even Mark Strupa telling us yesterday, when Hulk Hogan, when like to call him, that scored those 2 goals leaving. It's one game. So looking at this possible starting lineup, are you excited? Are you weary about all these new players? It is Bologna. Let's be honest here. How do you feel?
I mean, looking at the starting lineup, the only big change we have is in midfield. We have two new midfielders that gonna start. That may become a problem in start of the season, but to be honest, both of them look great in preseason. Rangers and Ruben Loftus. They didn't look like out of place. They didn't look sloppy. They looked really solid. Most of the problem was from the players that are already in the team, not the new players. But still, after, for example, after the strong start of Napoli, Juventus, Inter, even Fiorentina, because they played amazing as well, we have to start this game with a win. And the thing about you said about CDK, people should just relax about that. It's the first round, and don't forget CDK missed like 3 chances before that. He's not gonna have every single game 4 or 5 chances to score. Even the ball didn't even touch the net. It was like it could have easily not become a goal as well. So I hope he does well. Don't get me wrong. We need him to do well.
Yes, we
It's
do.
just Milan and CDK was never meant to be. We see it for a season. He struggled. He didn't know where to play. And we cannot, his let's say his real position is second striker, like he played yesterday. And we cannot play with a second striker because we play with a lone striker. And if we play with a second striker, we need to sacrifice Leao. And that's never going to happen. So
Let's see.
people just need to
I always
understand that.
love, I always love your input, and in the group chat, guys. Let's be honest. Sometimes it's a little much in the group chat, but I like everybody's different opinions. Lab Gorilla's in the comments. Muget is in the comments. Guys, you're part of Patreon. Come on in. Or maybe they're just trying to hide that they're actually working and listening to YouTube. But Gio, let me ask you. Lab Gorilla is saying that the bookmakers are giving this maybe a 1-1 score or a tie. How do you feel, buddy? And what do you say to these bookmakers? Now, first of all, how's everything in California? You okay? You told me yesterday family is fine. You battled a bit of shark-infested water, but you're good?
Nah, everything is good, Vinny. Just like I had to come into work, they were telling everybody if they could work remotely to work, but like the internet, like it's just crazy. Everything's flooded. That's a real picture, Dodger Stadium. But nah, I mean, I'm happy that we're finally here, to play the first game, and I'm very excited. I mean, Serie A, F you forever. Like, you're a trash league for putting us on a Monday. We're the most represented team in the States outside of Italy. Come on, nobody wants to see bum ass Juventus, bum ass Inter. Nobody wants to see that. Everybody's waiting for us today. Even the rivals, they're waiting to see if we're gonna drop the ball. But I'm gonna let you know we're not gonna drop the ball. and I believe in Pioli. I want Pioli to do what he has to do because if not, we're gonna be eating a lot of pie this season, Vinny.
We had said in the past, tocca a te adesso, Pioli, and joining us, Ponji, from my part of the world, from Montreal. Ponji, we did say, like, about, okay, so he came out and said that they did listen to him for the signings that he got, 8 new players, 9 new players, and the discussion comes back to say, is it going to be time to gel? First 10 games are going to be hard games, but today is Bologna. Do you like this, like, last kind of last team to play during the week? Like, like Fabio was saying, everybody's looking at us, right? Everybody's looking at us. But again, let me pop it up for you, Omar. If this is true, what do you think? So you got Leao on the left, Giroud, Pulisic on the right, Reindeers, Krunic, Loftus Cheeks, Hernandez, Tomori, Chow, and Calabria with obviously Magic Mike at the back. But what say you, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, yes, it's going to be difficult for I think, first 5 games because they're going to need to get some kind of chemistry going. But the players on paper, we should do well. That being said, I don't mind the Monday game as long as it's not at 6 a.m. Because for me, it's like I have a deal with my boss. He knows that whenever AC Milan's playing, I'm not available. I'm watching the game. So I don't mind for the Monday game. It's a little bit different. It allowed me also I had a barbecue yesterday, so it would have been difficult for me to watch the game anyway. So for me, it works out. But look, for the game itself, I think that, we have the players. Now let's see. Now it's time to show if they can gel together. And I'm not going to expect miracles straight away because I'm going to give them a good 5-6 games to get into the rhythm. But after that, I think that, look, they did a great mercato. They did. They brought in players that are functional to the system. They brought in players that are potentially, they can be very, very good. I really like this Reindeers guy. You could see he's got a lot of quality on the ball. He's got as we say in Italian, piede educato. He's got an educated feet because you see the quality and the technique that he uses to move the ball. He's got a lot of technique, that good technique. So I'm very excited to see this guy play. I'm going to miss Tonali, but if Reindeers comes in and plays to the level that he's showing, the potential he has, we might not miss Tonali that much.
Definitely. Like, you know what? For us, whether it be Tonali, whether it be CDK, we always wish them the best in the new adventures. But I'm going to ask you guys this one by one. Again, I'm going to show back the starting lineup. Fabio, let me ask. I want you guys to give me the same, not the same answer, but I want you guys to give me the answer to the same question. Out of this starting lineup, we're down 1-0 at halftime. Who's coming off and who's Pioli putting on into this? Who do you see as substitutes on
All
the
right.
side?
So
Go, Fabio.
what I hope to see is that maybe he keeps Pulisic in the game and brings Chukwueze so we can see all 4 of them out there, and changes Giroud with Okafor. Krunic, I'd love to see him get subbed off for Chukwueze later in the game. Obviously, the other American's going to play no part in this game because of a stupid rule. But for me, man, I think I want to see, I don't know about Calabria starting, though. Kalulu might be the starter. Hopefully, I want to see the defense have a good game. That's already, I'm kind of starting on them because I think offensively, we're going to be all right. It's the defense that everybody knows is suspect at the moment. So let's just get a good, clean game to Tomori, Chow. Play well together. And Theo Hernandez, look alive, bro. Look alive. The summer's over. It's game time. Wake the fuck up, baby.
So Fabio, in his dream world, he's substituting somebody, Chukwueze, to go into the top 4, and I don't even know what you're just swapping player for player.
I'm trying to channel Pioli to get him to go use our best attack tonight. Stop fucking around.
All right, Andon, how about you? Like, if we were down, and we needed a change, who are these players would you see being replaced by Padre Pioli?
If we are down and we can score a goal, first obvious option it will be Giroud. because he's not at the level that he can play for a long time and play good. At this time of his career, he's kind of a player that needs to come off the bench for the last 30 minutes and try to score there. But in this situation, the first change would be Giroud for Okafor, and probably the next change would be either, as Fabio said, Chukwueze for Krunic, for him to go on the right and Pulisic on the center attacking mid, or Pulisic for Chukwueze. Those are the two options that I can see happening.
So you would
But
see
again,
Chukwueze over there, Krunic being replaced by Pulisic, and Pulisic playing a bit more attacking mid instead
Yeah.
of the Krunic. Okay, that makes sense, Fabio. You should explain it that way there instead of like, let me get this player.
Kim's on the Mile Hog Club while he's
Yes.
tuning in. Hey, yo, Kim. That
He's on
is
the plane.
multi.
He's on a plane.
Nah, that's not the Mile High Club. Somebody needs to tell
Shane,
them the
Shane
difference.
gave him the idea. Shane is too.
No,
he's
no.
too influenced by
He's
husband.
knocking boots in the sky and listening to MWP. This is unbelievable, Kim.
See what
This is
happened?
world-class stuff.
Jesus Christ, Gio. What say you, man, to my question? If anybody needed to be substituted, then what would Padre Pioli do?
Well, I mean, to me, it's like okay, if the first 45 minutes are dead, like they always are under us, under Padre Pioli, like make the change, make the correct change to speed it up. Why do we have to wait to the 75th minute, to the 80th minute? What are players going to do in 10 to 15 minutes? Now, okay, I think the max minutes that he could give is at the 50th minute. Okay, you don't see no changes in change if you don't want to sub people at 45. But all this 15 minutes, 10 minutes, that's not going to work. A substitute's not working like that. He needs at least 25 minutes to have an impact on the game. So I'm really looking at Pioli. If Pulisic is not working on the right wing, then because all his press conferences are saying that he's a right wing, and no, he's not. I mean, just because he destroyed that Tunisian club, which are like a Serie F team, that don't even exist. That's that's like play foot calcio. So like, I don't know. And this is on Pioli, and if he's smart, he changes back to the system that won us the Scudetto. He puts Pulisic as a can. He puts Chukwueze. And then hopefully with Giroud, if he drops another stinker, I need him out there, substituted by the 30th minute. I think Giroud has given us everything, and I love him and I appreciate him for that. But Pioli basically doesn't want to have him to have a career at the Calcio because he's killing him. He cannot be playing so many minutes preseason and not even have enough adequate rest. So Pioli, this is on you, and hopefully he's not stubborn. Because I'm tired of him being stubborn, Vinny. He needs to cut it out with the 75th minute, 90th minute. Like, come on, bro. They're not going to do anything under that.
They gave him everything that he wanted, right? So it's just like it's up to him. Throwing it to you, Omar. Like, who do you see? Do you agree? I like the if something's not clicking, we haven't scored. I like Andon's idea of Giroud for Okafor. What do you have in mind?
I have in mind. Look, I'm still not convinced of Pulisic. I think Chukwueze on that side is a lot more lethal, having that pace and that instinct to go and get in the box and try and get the goals. So I think that would be, for me, the obvious choice is to do that without unbalancing too much the team, because I believe that if we do tend to try and switch it up and put trequartisti, as they call them, and put Pulisic in that central role, that's going to create unbalance. So I would see a Loftus-Cheek more if we're going to switch that formation and play with the two CDMs. Then I would suspect that Loftus-Cheek would probably slot into the AMF position, attacking midfielder. So this way, that guy can because he's got that. Because he plays that sort of Frank Kessie style. So if we want to go back to that formation that won us the Scudetto, then you're using that inverted pivot with the AMF up front, which is actually a CMF playing. So a center midfielder. So it is more of a classic, a bit like a hybrid Mezzala, but he's not playing directly on a Mezzala role, but he's playing in a box-to-box offensive role. And I think Loftus-Cheek can give us the balance. He showed that he can get and score goals, so that's a good thing. And I would say that would, for me, it's Pulisic number one to come out. So,
Okay. Okay, I don't mind that. And guys, by the way, if you guys didn't
You
know,
just pissed out Fabio, man, with that Pulisic slander. He's about to have a heart attack.
that's why
I'm
we
sorry. I've seen the guy play live, and the guy couldn't get past an MLS defender dribbling. So my confidence in him is not that high. I think he's a good player, but he's not a great, fantastic player. He has a lot of limits to what he can actually do.
You better get ready, all right?
Hey,
Get ready.
You know,
I would have preferred a Tajon Buchanan. I think that's more functional to our
The
system.
Canadian?
Yeah, he's a better player, definitely.
No, that's why.
Or Johnny Davis.
You're letting your nationalities.
children.
Hey, I got
children.
multiple nationalities, so
He does have multiple. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, Omar/Ponji, he's the capo of the Milan Weekly Podcast Ultras. He knows all the chants, everything. He's gonna be there. He's that guy with the microphone, bare-chested, like a regular Sunday afternoon for him. And for me, guys, Bologna, Torino, Roma, Inter, Verona, Cagliari, Lazio, Genoa, and Juve. Yes, there's that part of me that goes, relax, it's only one game. But you need to start off with a banger, right? Now, am I asking for 3-4 goals to nothing? No, I just want to see something good. In the end, the 3 points is what's important, but we cannot start off with these first 10 games that we're going to go through, right? We need to start off on a good note. And again, I'm going to say, tocca a te, Pioli. You wanted to have your say in the signings? Okay, right? Just the way Tonali, when he got sold, everybody lost their minds. Fabio. And I said, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. So again, let's wait and see, but we can't fuck up on this one here. Fabio, out of all these starting players.
Hold on, I just want to mention something.
Vinny from Winnipeg. No, that's not Vinny for Winnipeg.
No, this is Vincenzo Messina from Phoenix, baby. That's my godfather, my uncle. He says, Milan are already under pressure to start good, as is because Inter, Napoli, Juve, they all won already. So you can't fall behind when it comes to the second star. So I want to ask you, Vinny, watching everybody handle their business besides the two Roman clubs, do you feel any pressure from Milan today? I know it's only week one, like you just said, but if we can't handle Bologna when everybody else is handling their respective opponents, how are you going to feel come 5 o'clock?
I would be disappointed, obviously, but it's game one. Look at Inter that they went through. How many losses did they have last year? 13 losses? And still managed to finish top 4. Now, this is not me trying to spin it or anything. I think we need to win. Definitely need to win because these first 10 games are not going to be a fucking joke. But I ain't going to lose my shit if we lose. That's what I'm trying to say. But let me throw back, Fabio. Who's your, out about the starting lineup, who's your man of the match? Who's going to,
come on. You really going to ask me?
No, your dark horse. I don't want to see your man of the match. I want to see who's going to come out and go. You're going to look at the screen.
I got a dark horse too. I got a little bit of everything. All right.
Give me. What are you thinking? Because obviously, then I'm going to take off. I'm going to let you talk. By the way, he's not the doctor, Fabio. He cannot prescribe you, the medicine that you need for the anxiety. But Fabio, who do you got, man?
All right. So my player of the match that I'm going to go with, honestly, I feel like he's a little under the radar today, but we saw him score a hat trick in one of the preseason games. I just have a feeling about him today. And he's got good odds if you want to put a little scuttle on it, all right? Loftus-Cheek, the left ass cheek, I think is going to clap 2 in today. I think we're going to be looking good. And yes, dark horse, the American who Mr. Omar has no faith in. Watch him get 2 assists today, baby. Get on the board. 2-0 Milan. That's what we're rolling with.
If he gets 2 assists and prove me wrong, I'd be happy. So,
of course you would. Of course you would.
He's straight down the middle.
Like I said, I've seen him play live. I've seen him in the past. There's something that's missing there for me to make him a real top quality player.
So it's up to him to prove himself.
What was missing? He wasn't wearing the red and black shirt. Now he is. All right, let's go, baby.
All right, all right. Andon, how about you? Do you have like a man of the match, a dark horse? Who do you want to see perform today? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
They only need to wake up from preseason. They were
That's good.
asleep
Yeah.
the full preseason. Both of them need to wake up. They need to show why are they considered top level players. And if if there is a time, because especially in the first 10 rounds we have very difficult schedule, and Bologna is one of the, if not the easiest games that we're gonna play in the first 10 rounds. So if we cannot beat Bologna, what the fuck we're doing in the next 9 games? So they need to wake up and show something. And about the dark horse, as Fabio said, I'm expecting a lot from Ruben Loftus-Cheek because a lot of people are sleeping on this player. He didn't come in with a great hype. He looked very good in preseason, even banked a hat trick, although it was against a smaller side. But still, he looked amazing. He knows how to get into the box. He knows how to shoot the ball, and we're gonna have a lot of opportunities like that. Last season, we missed a player like that who can shoot the ball because we had so many chances in the box or outside the box where we're in a position to shoot the ball. But what they did, they tried to dribble the ball and go with the ball in the net. So this season, at least we have one player that can straight off shoot the ball and try to score a goal.
And
So I'm looking at him as a dark horse.
I like, and what a train he's been. Like he's just like those forward pushes. I like what I've seen so far. But again, it is preseason.
Yeah.
Gio, man, what you're having lunch, you're at work, you're sneaking around. Who do you have man of the match, or who's your dark horse out of this one?
I mean, a dark horse is gonna be Calabria. I think a lot of people have been talking like bad about him, and I don't know. I like that same energy. Keep that same energy, Fabio. He's a fake New Yorker because he doesn't keep that same energy. But Calabria, if he plays, but to me, I just want my dark horse is actually gonna be Pioli. I think he's gonna stop being stubborn and he's gonna go revert back to the 4-2-3, whatever that position or whatever that formation
I
is.
know, Gio, what you were doing last night. You went to the church while it was raining, didn't you? You lit a candle, said, please don't let Milan do a starting 11 without one Italian player in there. And then, boom, Calabria's back, baby. I know that's what you did, G. I know it.
He's in a
But
bad
yeah,
spot. You know, look at Phoenix joining us here.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
late, never late, better late than never. But okay, Gio, I like your picks. Ponji, how about you, man? Who's your dark
oh, starting
horse?
lineup, starting lineup,
Starting
Vinny.
line, what do
Well,
we got? What do we have? We have hold on,
Oh,
let me
and
see if we
Cardinales in the stadium.
Cardinal is in the
Oh,
stadium.
he's in the starting lineup, baby.
Let me see. Let me refresh this. I don't
All right,
know if
here you
this
go.
is looks like what I had posted before.
Is it?
I don't
Gee,
know. Are you guys seeing anything in the comments?
They
Let
dropped
me
it on the
know.
Twitter. Hold on.
on
It's
the
yeah,
X.
Calabria, Malik Chow, Fakayo Tamori, Theo Hernandez,
Mhm.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek, the bum Krunic, Tajani Reindeers, Captain America himself, Ali, and Rafael Leao.
So it
Yeah, it's
looks
what you
like
had.
sports
What you
media
had.
said
Exactly.
had there, but let me take it one last round there, Ponji. Who needs to step up today, or maybe a goal scorer, a
I,
dark horse? What say you?
look, I really want Leao to step up today. I think that he's the one that's got the most potential. He knows the league. He's gonna be. He's our leader now. So we need him to step up. There's no more Zlatan. There's no more. So he's the leader. He's gotta really step up. So I think Rafael Leao for me, man of the match. I'm also hoping for my Fantacalcio because I got him in the Fantacalcio. So that, and I would say surprise. I want Rangers. I really like this guy play. The way he plays, his technique, his control, his vision. I think that he can carve up a few interesting passes, and let's see if he can hook a connect with Leao. Maybe he might be. We might see some nice assists from Rangers. And apparently he can kick free kicks. So that's something new. Like we've always struggled to find somebody to kick free kicks, and having somebody who knows how to take them is a good, refreshing thing on this team.
And yes, the MWP League, guys, the Fanta Calcio is in the comments there if you want to join with the special code. Nico, it's been a while.
It is.
He's the Greek freak of the Milan Weekly Patreon group. It's
Greek
probably what 110 degrees there in Phoenix.
97 today.
Oh, 97. No, you could
that
you need a
hurricane-
coat. You need a coat there. 97.
That hurricane, it's cold. That hurricane from California is killing our sun out here. It's all
So
cloudy
blame
out
Geo. It's all because of
So
Geo.
back
That's
east.
good. You don't want that 115, Nico, that you were getting before.
So you
take
thank
that over.
Geo.
We got the heat out today. We have the heat in the fireplace.
We need the heat in Bologna, baby. All right, that's what we needed.
So
All right, Vinny.
yeah, Nico, tell me, man. Looking at the starting lineup, what are you expecting? You know, we went through that. We do need a win. You don't want to start week one with a loss when everybody else won except Roma and Lazio. I know it's not the end of the world after one game, but what are you expecting? And maybe one player that you're expecting big things today.
Reindeers, a big thing. So I'm expecting him to be the link up between the defense and the attack.
I like because he's been good. He's been good in the
Good.
preseason.
And I want to see what Pulisic does. You know, because in the preseason he did pretty well with the corner kicks too.
Yeah, we actually had somebody that could kick corner kicks, which is we're not used to that kind of stuff. And look at Fabio. He just heard you say Captain America.
My concern is Calabria. He's going to need a lot of help from Krunic today.
Ooh,
Okay, now we're going. Let's give it a chance, gentlemen. Let's give it a chance. You got Pulisic and Calabria on the side. We shall see what happens, guys. What I'm going to do, because I'm the kind of person that likes to leave on a high note, right? And I'm going to leave this off to Fabio. And you guys can watch and listen and talk until you guys you very damn well please. I'm gonna throw the question, and I'm gonna leave you guys discuss. And then you need to discuss without your fucking Milan hats.
No,
I'm in for Lukaku. Bring me Lukaku. I don't give a fuck. I'll take Lukaku from all the ex-interistas that came over. I want him to come with a good deal and go under La Curva Nord and fucking tell him to shut up. You know what? It's all about money. I will take Lukaku in a heartbeat. And on that note, Dr. Vinny is going to leave you discuss. I'm going to probably listen to you guys discuss on the way to Chicharo's bar. And please answer, not with your hearts, but with your minds. Lukaku, sí or no? Or do you believe anything from that? And on that note, gentlemen, Forza Milan. Ciao.
What's up,
Fabio,
Milan, Vinny?
Don't fucking embarrass me, huh? Now you're.
I try to.
I'm the doctor. You're the pharmacist. You understand?
Yes, let's go. Get the medication ready, baby.
It's like Montreal bagels, New York bagels. I'm always
No.
here.
No.
And the pharmacist.
Your bagels are flat. Ours are delicious and out of this world. That's how it is.
Cosa stai dicendo?
I'll see you guys tonight.
See you tonight, Vinny. Don't forget, catch Vinny tonight on the Milan Weekly Podcast show on the Milan Weekly Podcast Network, baby. Let's go. Vinny drops a bomb and leaves. He loves this damn Lukaku. How many times have we had the same conversation? And Don, I bring it to you, which I know your answer because I'm sure I've asked you already. Yeah. Lukaku, we'd all take him if the price is right. Am I right?
Yeah, that's the only thing. If the price is right and we have no other options till the end of the Mercato, at the last days, Lukaku is a no-brainer deal. But if we can get him at the right financial situation,
what's the right price for us, though, Andon?
Yeah,
what's the right
not
price?
paying like 40 million or something like that. If it's some kind of loan with option to buy, you're stupid not to take it.
Because loan and a better salary.
Yeah, there is no other option available currently. Other two options are Ekitike from PSG, Boya from Chelsea. Yes, they're young. Yes, they have a higher potential, but they don't bring you certainties of goals. Lukaku, at least in Serie A, can bring you at least 15 goals. What we are missing currently, we don't have a striker that can score 15, 20 goals. Giroud can score around 10 to 12, but we need another that can score 15 to 20. So it won't be the first time Inter player coming to Milan. And we had the luck with those kind of transfers in our history. So if we don't get anybody else, it's a yes deal, of course.
Yeah. It always kind of falls upon what the loan, if it's a loan, if it's an option to buy, how much he's going to be paid, how much of Chelsea's eating that money. This is always the conversation with Lukaku. Seems to have burnt his bridges in Inter, even in Juve. Nobody wants him. He's on a Chelsea team. I don't think they want him there. Gio, let me ask you. What circumstances would Lukaku become a Lukaku? Yes.
I mean, probably like a loan, and then like Chelsea got to pay like 80% of the salary. To be honest with you, I think he's like on 16 million. And shout out to Jeremy Doku. I've been talking about this guy for 2 years. He just went to Manchester City for 55 million. But what does Gio know about ball? That's what they tell me all the time. Lukaku, I'll take him, but at the right price. A loan,
16.9 million pounds. That's a big salary.
yeah, that's why if they pay 80%, we'll be paying what, like 3 to 5. So it is what it is.
I mean, if the financial conditions are right, then yeah, I would take him. I mean, what we're gonna let Lukaku, like Giroud, play all the games between Champions League, Coppa Italia. But at the same time, I'm interested. I wouldn't mind having Colombo around. As a player, he showed that he can score goals in Serie A. Let Giroud take care of the Champions League, and by playing a guy like Colombo in the Champions League, and say he bags a couple of goals in Champions League, man, his value goes up, and that's a way of making plusvalenza as well. Is getting these guys to play, and he's got the quality, he's got the size, he's got a good left foot. He can shoot from outside of the box. Why not give him a chance at this point? I find that Lukaku, if the financial situation was possible, which I don't think it's really feasible, because I'm looking at his numbers right now. He's got a contract that runs through 2026. He's at 16.9 million pounds per year. And apparently the transfer fee is roughly around 126 million pounds for a guy who's 30.
No, that's too much. That's why it would be better if we work out some sort of deal that it makes sense for us, not just taking him to take him. Because I also do, and I'll ask you, Nico, before we move on, but getting somebody like Lukaku, even on a good deal for a low amount, just to have more depth at striker, then we could possibly be looking at that Okafor get sacrificed for that time that technically another striker like Lukaku could take. So what do you think? Would you take Lukaku under what circumstance?
I would. I think our relationship with Chelsea, we have a good one, right? Over the years.
Definitely. Well, some of the best.
If they can't find a seller, they might broker a deal with us. I don't know. It's possible.
Would they be willing to take on 80% of his salary? That's the big question.
I mean, you see it happen all the time in other sports. When they really want to get rid of somebody, they will take like everybody. So, but
at this point here, wouldn't it be in their best interest to try and broker a deal with Saudi and push the guy to go to Saudi?
I know,
at that
right?
point?
That would make most sense
if he accepts it, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he wants to go. I don't think he wants to go.
Well, we're seeing players turning down Saudi too now.
Yeah,
little by little.
Because they still want to stay in Europe, and until Saudi, somewhat worms their way into the Champions League, then all of a sudden, they might.
Say the guy ends up getting a deal like Neymar, where he has all the perks. He gets the private jet, 3 cars.
I'm sure there's a couple of other perks they didn't mention.
There's definitely other perks they didn't mention, but you know what I mean. It's sometimes when you're in that situation and you're a footballer and you're at 30 years of age.
Even if you go sacrifice 2 years, you'll make what? Like if you can get them to give you 30 million a year, you'll make 60 million in 2 years. That's for most people, you won't even have to continue playing if you don't want to. But that's why everybody's running over there to get the money while they can. Some people a little earlier than expected, but
Fabio, I wanted to say what Bonji said before. I think Colombo does deserve a little bit. He deserves a chance to start to actually play.
I don't know, guys. Everybody keeps going back to this Colombo thing, but he's not somebody who's like wowing them when he does get his time. Every time he comes on the preseason, he just right now it just seems like he's better off playing somewhere that will possibly keep him as their number one striker option than to have him sit second or third on our bench and then Pioli's not going to use him. The problem isn't that, he's going to stay and all of a sudden it's Pioli not even giving him a chance. That's what we're all worrying about. Because if he stays here and doesn't get loaned out, now you're under the assumption that Pioli's going to put him in the game in smart spots that he's actually going to be able to make a difference or get the best out of the guy. I don't know. To me,
good point.
But let me ask you guys a question. Like, looking at the way they've structured the mercato and everything, you know, and they brought in the wingers, they brought in the trequartistas, they have midfielders that know how to score. So when I look at this team, I think of the center forward on this team more as a target man who rebounds the ball, keeps up the ball, and drops it to the wingers. So the idea is to get the wingers to score goals and not just your center forward. Colombo, he's got the size to do that. He's good in the air. He doesn't necessarily need to bang in 20 goals per season. The idea is to get to make, if he gets 10 goals, which he's shown that he can do, playing for smaller teams with less support, playing against some difficult teams as well. I mean, I think he's good for 10 goals. I think that Giroud's good for another 10, 15 goals. And then you got Leao, and you got Chuku, you got Pulisic, you got Loftus-Cheek, all guys who know how to score goals. So the idea behind this is going to be collaboration and have everybody pitching to score the goals. You don't need one 30 goal scorer when you have the whole team and all of your forwards scoring multiple goals. So if you get 10, 15 goals from everybody on that team, you're going to win the league, because the other teams have one guy who can score 30 goals. But yeah, you guys have you have a bunch of guys that can score 10 to 15.
Yeah.
So he doesn't necessarily.
But
need
Colombo
to
has Colombo ever gotten over at least 10 goals in one season?
I mean,
that's a thought mob question. Let's put it in the chat. How many goals has Colombo scored per season? Has it been in the double digits? I see Gio looking right now on the Google. He's looking. He'll let us know. But that's all I'm saying. Even some of our guys who are supposed to be our goal scorers, they don't get 10 to 15 like all the time. It's not, Leao had a good season last year, and it was the most goals I believe he's scored, right? But the year before that, it was the MVP season. He only had 10 goals. Even Giroud last year, probably about ChatGPT says Colombo self-scribes. What's it called? I don't think Giroud has even been scoring high numbers. Like, we need somebody prolific, and I just don't see that being Colombo. And Giroud, unfortunately, I don't know. Again, this falls back on Pioli. If there is somebody better, does Pioli trust him enough to give Giroud games off or the bench when somebody else needs to be starting? I just don't think the guy that we have now as his backup, which is Colombo until they loan him out, is going to be the one to do that. Pioli's not going to give up certain of these players. That's why you see Krunic in the starting lineup. That's why, yes.
When you're playing with inverted...
I don't think we're going to get that kind of product. We're not going to get a lot of goals from Giroud this season at all. I think he's slowed down. He doesn't look like himself. He's aged.
Yeah, I think the last.
It's also the way the team plays, guys, because we're playing with inverted wingers. So when you're playing with inverted wingers, the idea is sort of like you have that target forward that sort of drops the ball behind and lets those midfielders, the incursors, the box-to-boxes, get into positions to take shots from the outside of the box. And you'll see Leao, what does he do? He takes the ball, he cuts to the middle, and he starts running down to the center. Has Giroud does the line. So it's all a question of movements, to create. Giroud makes that run, creates the space for Leao. Leao slots in, and then he tries to take the curve shot. Same thing's going to happen with Chukwueze on the other side, because for me, the two starters on those flanks are Chukwueze because of the way the team wants to play. They want to play with inverted wingers, players that cut in, turn into the box, get in, and yeah, there's going to be crosses from time to time, especially with Pulisic playing on the right side. If Pulisic plays on the right, then he's going to have naturally his foot's going to be to cross the ball in to try and get Leao, Giroud running through, and also Loftus-Cheek, who's a big boy, to get into the box, and then you have the cross coming in, the three players in the box trying to take the
I think you're getting a premonition right now. That's what it is. You're seeing the future. what's going to happen today.
I'm just analyzing the tactics. So from a tactical
no, of course.
It's a good breakdown. It's a good breakdown.
You know, it's true. And you know what? I just hope we can identify somebody. You know, I know we all kind of said, but do you think Lukaku would be a better person sitting up top to be doing that?
Yeah, he's a better target man. He's stronger on the ball.
Yeah.
He's way better than Giroud.
He's good in the air. He's got the header effect. He's got the big
he's
body.
He's a great defender.
Yeah, he's got the big body, so it's hard to move. Great goalkeeper.
Hey, if we need a keeper for Mike, we got him.
Well, all right. So let me
Fabio,
just talk to you. Yes,
Fabio, if his name was Lorenzo Smith, had an American passport, would you give him more of a break?
He's stupid.
Instead of Colombo, it was Smith or Johnson. Would you give
no,
him
first of all, stop with that slander. I don't dislike anybody because they're Italian. But let's not sleep on the only reason we got to find or get these players are because they're only Italian. Gio. All right. Some would say you're being a certain way. But anyway, we digress.
I say give Colombo the chance, man. He's deserved it. He's give him the chance to play, especially, you know, there's going to be games like Coppa Italia. It should be his game to play, you know.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. We can't have a guy like him playing. You know, he's proven that he knows how to score. He can score against teams, and he's got the size. He's got the quality. And the moment we're going to put this guy in Champions League and say he gets us a goal in Champions League, his valuation goes from 5 million to 10 million overnight. So you can put that to the books. So it's
true.
Balance sheet thing as well, you know, is you want him to get value. Well, where's the best place to get value? It's in the Champions League.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. But him going to another club and playing regularly, I'm sure, is another avenue to build his value. Whether they'll actually
games to be played. There's a lot of games to be played. We also have Okafor, so Okafor is going to be playing up top as well when we want to try and play a fast-paced counterattack game.
Yeah.
You know, so then you got, you know, imagine having Okafor, Chukwueze, and Leao on in that top three when you're on the break. Who's going to catch these guys?
That's what I'm hoping to see in the future, man. Honestly. All right, let's kind of go through a little bit what happened over the weekend, guys. We kind of joked about it a little bit earlier, but everybody else did start. And despite a few little hiccups here or there, the other big three all got their victories. Of course, I'm talking about the defending champion, Napoli. Despite getting a penalty and falling early behind, they ended up coming through Politano. There's your Italian right there, Gio. And then 2 goals by Osimhen. They got the 3-1 victory. Fiorentina trampled Genoa 4-1. Welcome back to Serie A, Genoa. Inter defeated Monza. And, you know, I have to say, when I was watching the game, I wasn't impressed with Monza this game. Inter really kind of had possession the whole game. And when they got their 2 goals, it was over. Verona defeated Empoli 1-0. And that was Saturday. On Sunday, this is where all the drama came. It came all from our lovely capital of Italy, Roma and Lazio, both teams somewhat choking away their leads. Roma had a great game. Belotti has scored. He's got the boulder off his back. Gio, do you have him on your Fantacalcio? Do you? You have Belotti on there? Because he's got 2, baby.
I don't play Fantacalcio because I don't like rooting for the other team.
All right, fair enough. All right, so Roma did have the lead. Belotti actually almost had 2 goals in the first, 15 minutes. But Salernitana and Candreva is forever young, baby. This guy's 36, 37, whatever it is. After a first great goal, he says, you know what? Fuck you guys. Before we go to half, I'm going to show you one even better. And he does an amazing goal where he kind of touches it back to himself, turns, and just blasts it. Beautiful goal, but of course Salernitana couldn't hold it. Belotti eventually gets a goal in the last 10 minutes to tie it, so Roma salvage a point. Lecce shocked the world. Lazio thought they were riding high, but if you watch the game, Lecce had it coming, man. For the last 30 minutes of the game, they were pelting Lazio left and right. It was a matter of time, and once they got the first one, they deserved it, and they quickly got the second one. Lazio just looked defeated. Romagnoli and the rest of that center backs over there, they all look like trash, man. Lazio's really looking suspect so far. To lose like that to Lecce, interesting start. We'll see how Sarri gets them together the next week. And then the final two games, this one hurts me to mention, but Gio knows I have to mention it because I've slandered CDK for the last, month? I told him, get the fuck out of here, CDK. But he comes on for Atalanta, gets the first goal. Another substitute gets the second one.
Too.
Yeah. The crossbar. He had like 2 or 3 good chances before he finally scored a goal, which thank God for the VAR or the goal line technology. Otherwise, they would have never known it happened. But, I mean, good for CDK. Maybe it looks more worse on Pioli. The fact that this guy goes over here and within the first games he scores, he looks good, he's attacking. We're going to get to that in a minute. And then, of course, the last game, Udinese just showed up, but they didn't do anything. Juve ran right over them. Chiesa scored first, and then they gave up a penalty. And before they knew it, it was 3-0. I think by halftime, right? What's his name? I can't remember what the French kid, Rabiot scores the third goal, and they end up there. So, guys, let's kind of discuss Milan's player. Atalanta goes out there. Gio, I know you want to shit on me for saying that CDK's a piece of shit and he just can't play, but he goes over there in his first game. The first 45 minutes he scores. So, what do you think about what happened yesterday or over the weekend?
I mean, he doesn't fit our system. I think like Atalanta, whether you're center back, midfielder, you don't really have a position. Yeah, they're going to say you're going to be on the left, but they interchange. They go to the right, they go to the left. Even if you're center back, you go up to the attacking end. So I think it was the best system. And, they paid us $3 million loan plus like at 27 total because it's 23 plus another foreign bonus plus a 10% value. So if he explodes this year, maybe a dumb team like Manchester United or Arsenal will drop 80 to 90 million pounds and then we'll get another $10 million because we have a future resale. But I just want him to do good. We can't be losing no more money, Fabio. I think.
No, definitely not.
This is where we're going to see if the management is different from the last management. If they're able to sell players for a profit and still keep the team competitive, like Cardinale just said that he wants to win from decades to decades. He just said that right now. But when he first got the club, he said that he wanted everybody in the league to win. So he needs to make sure. Philly, y'all need to make sure that y'all got to get your stories straight. You want to be a loser or you want to be a winner? Because I want to be a winner. I mean, I fell in love with the club for being them winners, but I don't know what's up. But I don't know. CDK just perform and let us get our money. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, at least. But Ponji, what's your opinion about what happened with CDK yesterday? What do you think?
My opinion is that you can't give a player just 1 year to show what he has. When we gave Tonali the first year, he was not too great. Leao, same thing. There's plenty of players that came to Milan, had a terrible first season, and then the second season exploded. So that in that regard, I think that would maybe probably jump too fast in trying to get rid of him. However, at the same time, I understand they brought in other players that are more functional to the system that he plays. So, I mean, we still want to get a value out of him. So, like Gio said, we can resell him if he does well. They can sell him. They can buy him out, sell him. We get a future resale. We can make back our 35 million investment, maybe even turn a profit on it. And if we can do that, then it's a successful deal in a sense, it makes it a successful deal. I personally would have given the kid maybe some more time, but in doing that, you maybe would have had to not purchase a player that takes up his role. Because if you wanted to play, because I'm convinced that he really wants to go with the 4-3-3 this year. So if he really wants to go with the 4-3-3 this year, De Ketelaere is going to have a hard time because him playing as a center midfielder, I don't see that. Him playing as a mezzala, I don't see it in him. If he's playing as a trequartista, it can work. If he's playing as a number 10, it could work. But I don't think Pioli has that in mind. I think he wants to go to that sort of hybrid system that won him the league the first year. So where he's playing instead of Frank Kessie, as playing as that in that cam role, who in reality is an extra midfielder. He's playing as a central midfielder, but with the ability to go and push into the box and try and get some shots in as well. So if he wants to go that way, Loftus-Cheek is a better player. He's bulkier, he's stronger, he's used to the physicality of the Premier League. De Ketelaere can't really fit that profile either. I mean, he's still a big player, but it's going to take him a bit of time before he can bulk up and get into a position.
Well, what position was he playing with Atalanta when he came in? Was he like a second striker? What was he on that team?
I think he was playing cam or second striker.
I think it was second striker. I think.
A winger?
Well, he was more on the right side for most of the time. I saw Scamacca kind of go out on the left side a little bit every now and then, and even in that play that he hit the crossbar, I think that was from a Scamacca pass or whatever. But we don't look at it at all, Nico, like possibly maybe Pioli stunted this kid's growth. I mean, he gets a week away with a different team, and immediately he seems to make an impact.
We're all saying how we gave other players chances, but those players like Leao, for example, he showed moments of brilliance.
Yes.
He showed it. What did CDK show?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
He was afraid. He was to pressure sometimes.
He had one decent game against Bologna at the beginning of the season in August. He did okay. But after that, it went downhill.
Maybe it was because there was only 12,000 people in the stands.
That's what I went to the game. That's why I was there.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But I know online.
After that, no, seriously, all jokes aside, he showed nothing. He was weak on the ball, and you saw him he was pressing for goals at the end of the season. You saw every time he made a mistake, the look on the kid's face. He was defeated.
Yeah. No, you're right. He definitely did look defeated. I just wonder, it just makes me think. I don't know what we're dealing with.
This is professional football, Fabio.
Yeah,
you can't make it. This is a business. This is not charity. To get if you're not showing anything, you got to go.
I agree, and I 100% thought the same. That I thought the kid had nothing, but he goes over there and he looks lively in his first appearance, man, and not even a week. Not even a week there.
He played as a second striker, so he came in for Zapata.
So, again, maybe this kind of falls again on management from the past and Pioli. Why did you guys bring this kid in if you had no idea how you could play him correctly, how he would work in your system? Maybe you could have gave him a second year, but then you're pushing towards a system that doesn't work for him. So, this is kind of doomed from the start. Hopefully he does well over there so we can recoup some of our money, or, he does so well that Milan, or he does okay and Milan end up getting him back and we kind of decide what we do from there. But if he does well, like it seems like he could do, Atalanta is going to pick up that option and then resell him for way more probably to some Premier League team like Gio mentioned and make their money. So, but anybody else surprise you? Did you get to watch any of the other games from yesterday, guys?
Not much. I just watched watched a little bit of the Juve game and the Lazio game this weekend.
What about you, Punchy? Did you get to watch anything?
No, I watched quite a bit of games. I had my guy Biraghi there. He scored a nice goal, put an assist in. So I had him on my Fantacalcio team. I knew this guy was going to do well. At first game of the season, the guy scores a goal. As he's the guy's a defender. Scores a goal and puts an assist. So he was pretty solid. I'm interested to see this Awar guy Awar playing for Roma looked pretty interesting as well.
Yeah, I heard them talking about him this morning.
Strafezza for Lecce, man. The guy he's all over the place. He's a pretty impressive player as well. And Juve, man, I think this year Juve is going to be a force to be reckoned with. It's not going to be the same Juve from the previous years. They're going to be a contender. They've come to play. I think, Udinese, maybe after the good years they've had, they've been pretty good lately. They weren't as good as they should have been. I mean, it
No,
is
I
what it
mean,
is.
stupid mistake
Stupid mistakes
early
and
in the game, and Chiesa just buried it. And then easy penalty that they end up giving up. I think it was a handball, right?
yeah, so
Yeah,
it was
it's like
something like that.
almost like
So I mean, look, it is the first game. A lot of these games, a lot of the players maybe are not up to par.
Oh yes.
They're
Our
not. They're
boy
not.
George Way's son looked pretty good, man.
Yeah,
Another
apparently
American.
George Weah. Now he's saying he was a Juventus fan. You know,
Son of a bitch. But Juve, I would agree, man. Juve look serious this year. We
they
gotta
serious.
definitely when we play them, we gotta play really well because
Yeah.
they're gonna be. You could see it now. It's stamping their. It's Inter, Napoli, and them. Everybody
I would
look.
say watch out for Fiorentina because they look pretty. Even that
Fiorentina
Gonzalez kid, the Gonzalez kid looks really dangerous when he plays, and they have a pretty good team. You know,
We'll see.
so that's gonna be one team to watch out for as well. And I think look, Monza maybe they had a tough start, to play against Inter the first game, but give them some time again. It's and I think they're gonna pick it up and they're gonna play a lot better than they could. Also, we still have some time for Mercato, so I wouldn't be surprised if some players might come in.
We got the new kid. We got that Pellegrino kid, right? The center back.
Yeah, I think the center back, Argentinian center back
from South America.
Platense.
I think he's coming in for medical next week.
I think later this week, something
later
like that.
Later this week, yeah,
probably. Most likely, it'll be announced at some point during the week, towards the end, probably. Torino and I always say Calgary, Calgary, Alberta, Canada playing right now. It's still 0-0, so scoreless there. We're not missing anything exciting on that one. But all right, so we saw the lineup, right? Obviously, Musa's not going to play any sort of anything in this game because of that stupid rule. But of the guys that are not on there, I guess I'm going to go with the first one just because he's going to be the slam dunk. But I think Chukwueze is going to show when he does get time and he gets on the field why this kid is dynamic. He's going to be a great player. But Omar, who besides on the bench, besides Chukwueze, who would you be identifying as you want to see do something great today or could do something great today? Kind of like a dark horse.
On the bench?
Yeah. I know we don't have that much at the moment, but there are a couple of guys out there, You got Okafor, who's not starting.
Okafor, I mean, he's a pacey player. I mean, I think it depends on how Bologna plays, because if Bologna plays low block, then we're gonna need some guys that are heavier up front. So Giroud's gonna be important. We might need some size to try and break into the defense. But if Bologna tries to take the game, because they're playing at home, so they might be a little bit more encouraged to play a more offensive game, then I can see Okafor coming in and catching them on a counter strike. So
I want to look at who do we have on the bench.
Yeah, me too. I'm interested to see.
All right, so
Salamakers.
Oh, of course.
Salamakers. I think that Salad. He could come in and make an impact. Romero is another one.
I like Romero too. He would have been my other one.
He's an interesting player because he fits perfectly that system of the inverted winger that cuts in and tries to play that game. You get that striker that puts the run, pulls the defender, and gives that slot in for the players coming in. Mind you, I think that Bologna knows and they're going to expect it. But
yeah, Salamakis is not on the thing. They left him home. He's not on.
They left him home. Okay,
yeah.
So the other guy I want to see come on is Lorenzo Colombo. I have faith in the kid.
He's on
there. I think I expect him to come in, replace Giroud, and score a goal for us, and maybe even the winning goal.
What about you, Nico? Anybody on the bench? I would have went Romero. Yeah.
Romero.
Mm-hmm.
He showed some things in preseason. Excuse me. Apologies. Yeah, Romero. It's got to be a plus between Romero and Okafor. I think that's pretty.
Also, Kalulu's on the bench. Adley's on the bench. I don't think Adley's going to get any games.
I don't see Adley getting any.
You know what?
But he's there.
Watch Adley come on for Krunic. I'm calling it.
But
I hope so, man.
It depends how the game's going too, because
Yeah,
they're completely different players too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if we need somebody to be creative, Adley's the guy in that position.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is, again, I don't like being the last team to play because I feel like the team will feel pressure. They'll know the other big teams won. You might say no, but for me, when I look at them, I always feel like occasionally these are the times where we have that little slip up. I pray to God it doesn't happen today because, God damn, come on. It's the first game of the season. You can't slip up. Your plans have to be on point. You got to be sharp, get out there, score the goals to the best of your ability. I just really want to see Leao just be more proficient, man. If you get 2 chances, bury one of them. You can't take 4 or 5 chances. I think I'm looking at what I've seen in the preseason. He did not look sharp in the preseason at all. So hopefully he's focused. We know they're going to play 100%, but you get the one chance, you got to bury it. Sometimes, that one chance that you didn't make is the difference of whether you win or lose or possibly tie a game. And I was saying it about the Lazio. Lazio had a chance. They could have been 2-0 up. Instead, they didn't score. They let them grow. And then eventually they got the goal that they deserved. And then before you know it, they got the second one. So Milan just got to look strong. I mean, I hope our defense looks good.
Is Origi in the bench?
No.
What'd you say?
No.
Origi.
No.
Origi.
No.
Origi?
No. Balotelli's not there either. And neither is he. And
Pobega?
no Salamancas.
Pobega must be there.
Pobega is there, yes.
Yeah, I think I like Pobega as a player. He's a good player.
They even have a Zaroli on there. Zaroli's playing.
He's still raw.
He's still raw, but I know, but you see a lot of potential in his, because he's got the size, he's got the vision, he knows how to pass, he's got a good shot as well. So he's got all the tools to be a good player. So that's why I have high hopes in a guy like Pobega as well.
Do you guys agree with this? Our midfield depth is abysmal, so Adley might come on, honestly.
It's not abysmal.
I mean,
that's kind of going a little too far.
I mean, it's a good midfield. It's maybe not the best in Serie A, exactly, but it's still a very good midfield.
We're missing Benny from injury, and just we're missing Musa from a stupid suspension. But
so imagine when you get Benny back and Raniers and Loftus-Cheek have got into the system, then we're talking real serious midfield here.
But what about our defense, guys? Is our defense up to snuff? Do we feel comfortable?
I'm concerned with Tomori and Calabria today.
What do you think, Omar?
I think the defense. I think Calabria. He's a very reliable player defensively. He's not as offensive as we would like. But if you're playing Theo Hernandez, you can't play with a too offensive guy on the right side.
No, you can't. Well. You're leaving yourself open to counterattacks.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Is Krunic is not that typical defensive midfielder that can slot into the back line of the defense and make the three line defense and to push up your wingers. So that's why you need a player that can slot in and move down to when Theo goes up to build that 3-man defense wall. So I think that both Kalulu and Calabria can do that job. Calabria for me is more of a defensive right back than he is an offensive right back. So he fits when you have Hernandez on the squad. We're not going to expect fireworks offensively. He's not a Di Lorenzo or he's not a Dumfries, who like to bomb forward. But he's a good player who knows how to defend. He's a typical Italian right back. And I think that for this formation, for the way Pioli wants to play, to get Hernandez up in that position, Calabria is a good fit for our team, and he's a good fit in that position. So I'm not too worried about Calabria. I'm just a little bit worried about Tomori because what I've seen from him lately, he doesn't give me the same confidence level that I had when he first got here. I feel that his energy level has a bit shifted. He's afraid of making mistakes, and sometimes when you're afraid of making mistakes, you tend to do even more mistakes. And
yeah, of course.
He's not playing with the same confidence, And confidence in football is very, very important.
It seems like it all started when he was playing in the Champions League against Chelsea.
Yeah, he got shaken up a bit.
Those were embarrassing games, very embarrassing.
And it kind of went downhill from there. He started making little more mistakes after that.
But hey, this is what it means to be a top flight athlete, right? You got to be able to turn it around when things are not going well. And this is a perfect time to start because it's the beginning of the season. So, Tomori and Zhao, we will go as far as they go. If they are our starting center backs and going to be our best pair for the whole season. So we got to start well. The person I think is most suspect actually comes from the other side. It's Dale. Dale looks like I don't know. The preseason games, he did not look good. And those are against higher quality teams. You were playing Juve, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Even if they weren't their complete first stringers all the time, he just didn't look interested. So I hope today he's defensively sound while he still provides us one or two really awesome runs. That why we love him so much. But defensively, he needs to be great this season.
Well, I think that in his defense, he's played a lot of football over the last couple of years between the World Cup, between the Nations Leagues, between the call-ups for the French national team. Because now no one's taking away that spot of left back for the French national team from him. He's clearly showed that he's the best in that position. He for a left back, he's even better than his brother when it comes to playing left back. His brother's a lot more defensive. But Teo, man, the way he gets up the pitch, the way he's got that energy level, it's hard. But he's played a lot of football, so I can give him a break, for this. It's been a short turnaround as well. I mean, they had maybe a month off, not even, since the last football, give or take.
Like yeah.
Less than a month, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, less than a month. So you know what? I say, look, at a certain point, you got to give him a break. And worst comes to worst, let's play this Bartesaghi kid. I'm excited to see him. He was interested in the preseason. He's got size, he's got pace. He can put the ball in the middle.
He did well enough for them to make sure Ballo-Toure is on the way out, that he's not in their plans anymore because they're going with him. They're not picking up somebody from the outside. So, all right.
Let's get these Blues Valencians, man.
They have no choice but to play him now.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, you have to. You got to give him some rest. Dale can't go the whole season playing every game, full game.
He's not a small player. He's a pretty tall kid. Huh?
Yeah, he is.
He's not.
So we're getting better with our size. We're not going to be all 5'9" and under in our midfield and defenders. So we need some big boys. We're starting to get. I think who knows? Maybe our younger youth keep coming up in the next couple of years.
Well, size helps when you play those low block defensive teams, So
for sure. But we got to do it today. You cannot let up. You can't slip on the first day. We have majority of our starting 11. Only Benacer is really missing. But and even soon we're gonna have Chikwueze up to speed. So let's do it. Let's take care of Bologna. No bullshit, no indigestion, no high blood pressure today. But let's kind of go our final words because we got about 40-something minutes before the game starts, maybe a little less. But Nico, final words here. What do you want to see? What do you want to say? Tell us, baby.
What I want to see is us playing as a team. Almost like everybody getting it together, our midfield getting to the attack. All right. And I want to see Leao stepping up as a leader today.
Yeah, damn right, baby. Let's go. We need a little Nico, what's going on? Did you take one of the edibles already this morning? It's too early, baby. Don't worry. Put the volume up. Let's go. Let's get the stands going. Omar, what's your final words, baby?
Look, I'm with Nico on this. I want to see Leao step up. It's his time to show that he's the leader. He's become a leader of this team. That he's gonna take the reins and carry it. He's got big shoes to fill in because I think he has been targeted as the guy to take over from Ibrahimovic in the locker room. So I want to see Leao play a great game. Pressure the defenses, dribbling, show his flair, move the ball because we're going to need that. He's got the size, the speed, the technique to do all of it. He's got the whole package. So I want to see Leao play, and I'm hoping I want to see this Chuku guy because man, he's a guy who excites me on that right side. You know, it's no more Messias. Now you got the pace of Chuku to deal with. You know, so I'm excited to see that. And Reindeers, I think this guy has a lot of potential. He's got a lot of quality in his feet. You see the way he caresses the feet. He's an artist of the game, you know. So
hell yeah, baby.
Solid defense. I want 0 goals taken. I want clean sheets.
I agree, 100%. I can't agree more, baby. Santa's coming in August, and he's bringing the reindeers, all right? Let's go. Bring us a gift of 3 points. That's all we want, baby. Milan coming back live today in just 30 minutes. Guys, if you appreciated our little pregame and you're going to be with us tonight at 9 o'clock, Vinny's going to be holding it down for the Milan Weekly Podcast. Do us a favor if you haven't already. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you're up to date with all of our videos. Make sure you follow us everywhere on all social platforms. And if you want to help the channel, subscribe on Patreon, the Milan Weekly Podcast, so you can be like these fine gentlemen and join me, Vinny, Gio, and everybody else here at the channel on our Patreon specials. Guys, 2023, baby, we back! And hopefully it's with 3 points. Ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan.
Forza Milan. Ciao, everybody. Let's go.